And we're back, everyone. Welcome into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly, and with me is my partner in crime,
Mr. Paul Friedlander. And guess what, guys? This is our inaugural show today. We are now the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce, and we have two beautiful women with Pretty in Pink Marketing. The first ones on our new show today, Miss Monique Drobnak and Amanda Herrington. Hey, guys.
Hey. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
They had to do everything to get us to stop talking because I am so excited about what you're doing. You're excited about what you're doing, and we're just So I'm going to be quiet and ask you to tell us about your Pretty in Pink Marketing. You've got all the bling, you've got the pink, you've got the beauty. Let's talk.
Well, I started Pretty in Pink Marketing this year. After about 20 years of marketing experience, I decided I no longer wanted to work for other people to make them rich. I wanted to be able to start my own company, being a strong woman, and also help other charities or other organizations by donating a portion of my proceeds to them.
Good for you. Good for you. So how long has this been in existence?
I just received my EAN number and all the documents at the beginning of this year.
Very good. Congratulations.
Monique, you do this a little bit differently than the most companies, though. You have, as you mentioned to us earlier, you have a grassroots approach to this. Talk a little bit more about that.
Yes, I'm a little bit old school. I was brought up by my grandparents, so I feel that face-to-face and calling someone in person is better than just sending an email or shooting something over the internet. I go to various chamber environments and organizations and associations, and I represent my clients. And based on where they want me to target, one of my clients is a geology company, and their main goal is to reach out to realtors, as Amanda and yourself, and title companies, as yourself, and reach out to them in case there were any issues with sinkholes. They get the right target marketing to those people, not to everyone. I also do social media marketing, which is something that is absolutely necessary.
Yes,
you don't want to go without it. It's 2019. So I find that a lot of the clients that don't have that are kind of hurt by not having that, and I convince them that it's something that they need. And my pricing is at least half off of what other companies charge. And I go and meet them and show them what I'm doing and teach them a little bit about it while I'm doing it too.
See, I'm glad to hear that, and thank you for mentioning about the grassroots, because before the show I had mentioned I love anything grassroots because we're getting back to that.
Getting back to it, yep.
And even though you say that you are old school, the old school is becoming new school again, because all of that non-relationship, non-handshaking, eye contact, reading body language, and just building an old-fashioned relationship is really coming back. How do you fit in, Amanda?
I am basically a silent partner. So Monique is the face of the business. I am the one that goes through and, helps market all of the businesses. And as she mentioned, the Facebook pages and all that stuff, you'll see that I'll go on and help her with all that stuff.
Good. Well, it sounds like a great marriage here.
And,
Yeah.
and if you're watching the show
friends.
live right now, she's also the nails of the business, as you can see from those blinged out nails that they have. And Amanda, like you said, you are also a realtor.
Yes, I am.
And so I assume you guys work conjointly, helping her with improve her business, and then working together, like you said, as a silent partner. How's it benefited you in your business?
Oh, it's tremendously benefited me. I've been doing real estate full-time for the last 4 months.
Okay.
And like she mentioned, social media marketing is a tremendous thing that you need to have. And it's critical.
Yeah.
And I've grown my business astronomically. I believe that I'm one of the top single agents. I just branched out into commercial.
Nice.
Good for
and
you.
now we're helping out with a couple of the other realtors in the area, helping them with social marketing as well. So it's great.
Awesome.
I love helping people. She loves helping people. We're just working together as, we're girls that like to see other girls succeed.
See, and that's what I love, and that's what I want to ask you next. You're gearing towards women. You want to empower them. Can you give us a few little tidbits of information that does make you different from the average, if there's an average marketing company out there that maybe is not gearing towards women? I mean, you're branding this way. This is your brand.
Yes, for example, we have signature companies, one of them being Polished & Co., one of them being the Sculptress for nails, and we have Platinum Salon. So we have several companies that we choose to market as we use these products.
Right.
And we recommend when we're out at an event and someone says to me, oh, I like your eyelashes, the first thing I do is pull out a business card and give it to them.
Yep.
So I will not market it. I've turned down several companies that have had me come spend an hour with them, sat down with them to decide whether I would market for them, and I've told them it's not a right fit. So I won't just market for anyone. Money is not that important. It's important about getting a product out
Yes.
that you can believe in.
Exactly.
Anything
Yes.
you sell, you have to believe in.
Yes.
And that's basically what marketing is. As far as women, I will say one of my clients is CPA on the go. They are a chamber member, Paola Kolnicki, and
her.
yeah, and she offers a product to women that want to start a new business. Her and her husband only charge $350 to sit down with that client and help them with all the SunBiz, paperwork and walk them through everything. A lawyer would charge so much more for that service. So for $350, if you're interested in starting a female-owned business, CPA on the go is really good.
Yep.
I love this. I don't think we've ever had anybody on ever
Not
like this.
specifically.
No.
And Pretty in Pink came from what? Where did you come up with the name?
Back about 8 years ago, my friend Katie Haynes Cozio was diagnosed with breast cancer around Christmas time. And whenever you find out a friend or family member is diagnosed with an illness, you feel kind of helpless. There's not much you can do. I've been in sales, so if I had a problem, I was always able to call or find a negotiation to fix it. But something like cancer, you know, there's no cure right now. So I had to figure out what to do. So I sat down, as I normally would, with a list of companies I wanted to call, and I went through and called. I'm not going to mention any names, but I called many of the large organizations that have the pink ribbon and the logos and that say that they help women with breast cancer. And each one of them, as I went down the list, passed the buck to the next one and told me, oh, I'm sorry, we do funding for, research. We don't actually help the women in our community. We can raise money for research. It's all for the different hospitals and the research clinics. And then at the end of that script that they were obviously reading, they would say, okay, but try Susan G. Komen, or try Making Strides, or try whatever other company it was. And after I got down to the end of the list, I only found one in the Tampa area. It was called Second Baseman, and he's a local man called Dusty Showers that actually owns a pest control company.
Yes.
And he really does help the women in the community. He was the only one that helped Katie to go on a trip to Orlando and forget about her problems for a day. He helped her pay a couple co-pays that the insurance unfortunately wouldn't cover. So anyways, after that point, I started wearing pink all the time, and everybody just knew me as wearing pink. I started doing a Pink Friday. She was our HR girl. So every Friday, all of our employees, we had about 160 employees at the time in a call center. So I had them all dress in pink, and I would sell beads or cupcakes or anything that I could to raise money for. Hearts, we would put their names up, put it on the wall. And I learned that I was really good at, I guess, negotiating or convincing people to give money for a good cause. Now, she had unfortunately passed away 3 years after that. So she learned she had it at 27 and unfortunately passed away at 29, and that was about 5 years ago, a month ago to date. And whenever that happened, I knew that I wanted to be a philanthropist, but unfortunately I'm not independently wealthy, so I have to have a company to be able to get to that point. So I started the idea for the marketing company, and I was doing it somewhat on my own, but I wasn't official until this year. So I just kind of took an idea that I was good at. The art of business is transacting money from one person to the other without resulting to violence. So
Unless you have to.
I gotta remember that one.
and I learned I was really good at that. So, and one thing that I find with Amanda and I is, listen, if you know that you want a service, whether it be nails or eyelashes or your roof done or an accountant, deal with the small family-owned companies, because if I market for them, I can go to them and say, okay, you normally charge $160 for your eyelashes, but if you go through Pretty in Pink, you'll get it for $89. So if there's anything that you want that's in the Pasco chamber or that's local, let's keep it local and just get a little bit, instead of spending that money on marketing. One of our clients, Health and Med Spa, they do laser hair removal. And for example, I'm not putting down, what is it called? Total Image?
Ideal Image.
Ideal Image. But Ideal Image has a huge marketing campaign. Huge. They're on TV, radio, news stations. Everybody heard of them. Well, that price gets added in the price of the service.
Oh, yeah, the marketing.
So by us keeping our prices low, we're able to pass that savings to you.
It brings back to the old thing of people buy from people.
Yes.
And we are people. So,
Yeah.
and, trustworthy, we're out there, we're just,
Good people.
we're pink girls, pink
Yeah.
ladies.
Pink ladies.
Right.
There you go. Good
That is
drink.
right. I love, oh my goodness, we only have 2 minutes
That's
remaining.
okay. That's
But I
all
love
right.
to listen to what you're doing in the community, and you can tell that it's coming from your heart.
Yeah.
And that's why you're being so successful. I absolutely love it. And to be able to really target women for their businesses and be able to really bring them together as a group, to me, it's taking it the extra mile. I want to know more about those eyelashes.
And I know we're winding down on time, but something I don't think we really touched on, and real quick, is the fact that you will be somebody's brand ambassador at an event also. And I
Yes.
think there's not a lot of people that do that.
Yes, I actually belong to several chambers and associations.
Right.
And, at West Pasco, Greater Pasco Chamber, I represent G3 Group and also ourselves.
Right.
But I do belong to CABA and
Yep.
North Tampa Chamber and WPBA, which is a great organization
Oh,
also.
yeah.
Very
So
nice.
I will represent clients and hand out their business cards. I also just want to touch base real quick
Please.
on the magazines.
Yes. Oh, yes, I'm sitting here holding these.
Okay, I actually
I'll hold
write
them up.
articles for all 3 of these magazines, and I
Okay.
can assist you in getting in the magazine at a lower cost than you would be able to because they're not having to do the work of the articles and the photos. I do all of that for you.
And that's a lot.
Yeah.
If you're not a writer and you don't know how to be compelling in
yeah.
an article, it's forget
Stressful,
about
yeah.
it, right?
Very.
So that's good that you offer that too. It's well-rounded. It's well-rounded to get that message out there. We only have 20
Yeah,
seconds
ladies,
remaining. Go.
Thank you so much for being on with us today. And thank you, speaking about women, is making me feel comfortable sitting here today. So, Monique,
Thank you.
Amanda,
Thank you for having
so,
us.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you, ladies.
You
And
are
I
so
hope to
sweet.
see you again.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back after this, so don't go anywhere.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. Today, we are honoring the
Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce. This is the first show ever.
Right, and I think it's important for us to share that it was West Pasco,
It was
right?
It's a combination of West Pasco Chamber of Commerce and Central Pasco Chamber of Commerce. If you're watching today and you stay for our last section, you will get to all the skinny on it.
All right, and we hope for you to do that. But we actually have our next guest, Chad and Ruby Atkinson. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Florida Main Movers.
Yep.
So tell us about your business.
So we're based out of Pasco County in Odessa, Florida.
We
specialize in full service pack and moves, delivering anywhere in the state of Florida. Depending on the size of the move, we'll pick you up anywhere in the state of Florida. Pretty much skilled in any type of item that you'd have as far as pianos, safes, large refrigerators. Everybody has the new fridges that have the water, the double doors, the freezer at the bottom. We disassemble, reassemble in homes. Different things that most moving companies don't offer, we do.
I did not know that.
And you guys are fairly new to the Florida area and been in business now for, did you tell me, 3 years?
3 years going on our 4th year.
Awesome.
It's been going really good. Pasco County's been great to us.
Good.
Very nice.
Good. And you mentioned something else earlier when we were talking. You mentioned something about, I like the way you put it, you can sit back and relax and we'll take care of everything for you.
Yeah, so we have a full service plan depending on the timeline that you have. If your move, if it's scheduled far enough in advance, we can take care of every aspect of the move as far as lighting, anything that you need, remove chandeliers. We have third parties that we bring in to get all these things done for people. So you give us the game plan, this is what we need done. You come into your new home and it's already done. Every bit of it.
That is music. I'm getting relaxed just thinking about that.
And you're talking about the high-end things too, but is there a niche in there? Will you do you do a lot of things when you say doing all the packing and shipping or packing and moving, I should say? Does that come into play when somebody maybe especially in Florida needs to move to an assisted living facility or a skilled living facility or something like that?
Yes, so we handle any assisted living facilities. We'll come in and get the specific items that they would need. Once we get an idea of how many square feet that they're going into, we know how much stuff they're allowed to have and can guide you through the steps, what you should bring, shouldn't bring. And then, of course, everybody has their family photos, kids, things like that. And we'll take care of the items and get them prepped and ready for transit.
And this may be off the cuff, but in a situation like that, let's say we're talking in this situation and they're going from, 1,500 to, it could be as small as 500 or 600 square feet. Do you have a program that helps them with the stuff they can't take?
So if you have it lined up with St. Vincent de Paul, the Sheriff's Youth Ranch, anywhere that accepts donations, we can stop and drop the donations off. Depending if Salvation Army can't get you scheduled in time, we can make the delivery for you.
Oh, that's fabulous.
We also come in and declutter for you. If you're having a hard time sorting through all your items and you don't know what you're going to do with them, we also work with coordinators that come in, they declutter, remove the things from your house so you can actually pack and get everything ready for you.
That's great. That's really great.
And I was just coming to you because I was going to say, I know you're not just a pretty face sitting there, so talk to us about I assume you help with all the important stuff behind the scenes.
Besides being a mom of 6, I handle all the calls, all the sales. I talk to all the customers daily. If you need an on-site estimate, I come out there. I provide the on-site estimate. We talk, go through everything that you're taking, anything that you need removed. We'll figure out what the price is that you're looking at. So we work within your budget also. Gotcha. So that's very reasonable. And we also offer flat rate moving and also hourly rate. So whatever is your needing move, we're here for you.
What's the advantage/disadvantage of flat rate versus hourly? Where does that?
So,
good question.
If you have a smaller move, and we're talking, 1,000 square feet and under, 1 to 2 bedrooms first starting out, you would definitely want to go with an hourly rate. Say your house is 3,600 square feet, lots of decor, you've lived there 15, 20 years. You want somebody to guarantee that price because you can't, all the variables from one location to the next location, lots of things play into the time. So if somebody can come out, take a look at the whole picture, what you're moving, and can guarantee that price, that's what we do for you. So there's no surprises at the end.
In a business like yours, can you coordinate somebody coming into the state or somebody going out of the state?
Absolutely. So we can set up, come out to your home, we can provide you pack-in services and also load the semi or any kind of type. If you have your own personal truck, we can actually load it for you, send you on your way, and we also can network with other moving companies in other states so that on the other end, your mover's already there, ready to unload your truck for you.
And then get you back as well.
It sounds like effortless moving.
Yeah, absolutely. We
And-
try to
and-
make it stress-free.
Well, I was just going to say, from the statistics that I hear, the stress of moving is up there with death and divorce. So, I mean, when just listening to, you have all the bases are covered here, right? Is there anything you've left out?
There's lots of things that we do besides that, but on touching what you said, as far as stress, it is up there with that.
Yes.
We try to eliminate that for you. We do it 4 or 5 times a day, 7 days a week. So we can guide you into less stressful situations previous to your move and tell you what to expect. As we do it every single day, we know what comes up and what's around the corner, and we try to prepare you for that. That's the other difference between us. We kind of coach you through your move, especially if you haven't moved in a long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll try to let you know what you're expecting before, after, and take care of it from that point
Sounds
on.
like they really stay ahead of the
I was
curve.
going to say, there's always two things you can always count on with moving. Your best friends are super busy that weekend, and you have more crap in your house than you ever freaking imagined.
Oh, yeah.
Am I not right?
It happens like that. Over the phone estimates, you're looking at it, it doesn't seem like that much. The day that you go to move it, it is a lot more than you thought. Best thing to do is always have your mover come out, do the estimate in your home, meet the mover, find out what type of guys they have, who's going to be in your home, are they licensed and insured. These are things that you have to check for.
Yes. And not just go with some willy-nilly.
Especially in Florida.
Especially in Florida.
Yeah, in Florida, there's well over 2,000 moving companies.
Yeah.
There's a few that are good and a lot that are terrible. You have to pick and choose very carefully.
So what are your really top fabulous bullet points? If you were to be in a game show with other movers out there, what is your biggest strengths on that? I mean, you've named so many that I can see.
So it would probably be the prep, the taking care of the furniture, depending on the quality. You know, everybody doesn't have a $5,000 dining table.
Right.
So, and if you do, we have the steps to take care of that. And even on the smaller end of things, we take care of apartments, any type of move. But our prep work, taking care of it before it leaves the door of your house, is what's most important.
That's critical.
That's what sets us apart.
That is so very critical.
People will come in, just grab it, load it, and it doesn't matter. To us, the detail inside is what matters, because that's what's going to get it there in the best condition possible.
Chad, you go into somebody's, Ruby, you go into somebody's house that's been there for 15 years, and they want you to just do the complete move, pack everything up. What do you do when you get under that medicine cabinet or medicine under the drawers in the sinks and in the bathrooms? What do you do with the stuff? We just did it not too long ago with my mom, and there was stuff that expired in 1999 and things like that.
God love her.
How do you handle all that?
Well, different situations. We can remove some of the smaller debris the day of. If you have a lot of things that are expired, past date, just not in use anymore, we can also provide a dumpster rental, get it put there depending on complex rules, HOA, different scenarios for different things. If we're able to get a rental dumpster there, it would be dropped off. If not, we would get it out of there same day in a truck.
And then what about the tchotchkes and just the general stuff that's in cabinets and kitchens and in the refrigerator and things like that? Since you're trying to make it stress-free for them, do you, if they haven't done any separation of church and state, so to speak, do you just pack everything?
Nope. We actually go in there the day before on the estimate, and we come up with a list. We come up with everything that you're taking. If you're not taking certain things, or hey, I need to get rid of this stuff, help me. We're here to go through and make sure we have your complete list of everything that's going. We separate, label everything so you know exactly where it's going to go, and then we move on. And then so if you need everything decluttered, we just take it out for you.
So I'm your customer. What is the best thing that I can do to help you make it smooth on my end? Don't even.
There's a few different scenarios that could come up for that. But for your average move, get it in a box. If it's there, pack it, pack it, that will make your move and transition really smooth. If they're grabbing small items that are unboxed, things like that, you're risking it getting damaged. It's a lot longer to carry one specific item to a truck than dollying a whole stack of boxes. So for the average person, the best thing to do would be to pack everything, get it ready to go, and that will give you a smooth move.
Yeah, yeah, and help with cost effectiveness
as well. That
right?
that will bring costs down a lot,
Right.
especially if it's really ready to go. They can make it happen.
So I got to paint this real quick picture, and this you may be able to relate to this. I don't know, but my kids just moved down here from Gainesville, right? They thought they'd make it in one trip. They're moving themselves. Great, we're going to save all money. They had to go back to Gainesville 5 times.
Yep.
5 times to make the trips. God bless them. I felt so bad because I guess I don't know. Was it poor planning? What?
No, they
but,
think
I
they're
mean,
saving money, and
they're
again,
not
the
really.
key is they don't know how much stuff they have.
Packing the truck is essential to any type
Yes.
of move. You have to have an experienced trained mover
I
to
agree.
know how to pack the truck properly,
Yeah.
or you're wasting so much space.
I know.
So definitely hire a net mover next time. Give us a call.
Florida Main
We'll
Movers.
save it in one
Florida
truck.
Main Movers.
Call
it's amazing.
Florida Main
it's,
Movers.
It's amazing how much money we spend trying to save money, isn't
I
it?
know.
Right,
We end
absolutely.
up
Cost you
spending
more.
money.
It
The
happens
gas
a lot.
back and forth.
And
Absolutely.
guys, we are winding down, but it's been absolutely. Thank you so much
Yes,
for taking the
thank
time to
you.
be on here.
So
Thank you,
good to
guys.
meet you.
The numbers are up there. Call the 813-540-3247. And Chad,
Thank you for
pleasure
having
to
us.
meet you. Thank you so
Whoa.
much.
Thank you for
A
having
group
us.
shake,
you.
right?
Shake.
And we'll be
We'll
back.
be right back. Don't go
Thank you,
anywhere.
guys.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by Trulieve on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Hey, Paul.
And we are back, guys, to the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce show. The first one starting this new year. And we are excited about it. And when they say new year, because we are July 1 through a June 30 fiscal. And it is a combination of both the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce and the Central Pasco Chamber of Commerce, which we will be talking about in our next segment. And we're so excited about that. But more excited about this young lady that we have on here. You may recognize one, although she did change her outfit for us today. And that is Miss Monique Drobnak. And she's now in red instead of pink. But more importantly, we have Karen Harro on, who is the owner of G3. And we're going to let her tell us all about G3.
Oh, well, thank you, Paul. Thank you for letting me be on the show.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it. And thank you for Monique for coming in. Yeah, I'm Karen Harro, one of the owners of the G3 Group. My husband is my business partner. We are geologists, but we own a geotechnical company. And we've been in Pasco County since 1999. And we love it here. We have a business where we try to help out realtors and homeowners, especially when they're having foundation issues or any type of cracking or sinkhole. We can come in and take a look at it and help move them forward down the road for repair, or we design the repair.
And I'm assuming with your business, probably the biggest fear is actually asking you to come out to begin with.
Yes, yes.
And going, oh, God, what are they going to find?
I know.
So walk somebody that's nervous about bringing you out. Walk me through why they need to bring you out.
What's the first symptom?
And what's the in the fact that there are answers at the end that's not totally devastating.
Well, here's the thing, and this is the good news, is that everybody worries a lot about the word sinkhole.
Yes.
And sinkholes are a little scary. They're not the thing that you want to have happen. But the good news is, most of the time, that's not going to be the problem. And so don't be scared. Pick up the phone and make a call and say, hey, listen, I've got some squeaky doors, or I've got cracking on the side of my house, or you have a little dip in your front yard. It could be anything. It could be just old tree roots that are deteriorating. But people want to know. They want to know if they're okay. And we had that terrible event that happened some time ago, and everybody worries. But the good news is that most of the time that's not going to be the case. And especially like for homeowners who want to sell their home or just want to feel comfortable, or a real estate company who's trying to work out a deal, and they've got, a prospective buyer, and might see that, do we have a problem? And we actually have some very good alternative solutions to come out and just do, a simple investigation to put their mind at ease. And we have engineers on staff that we help write the reports with. Everything is done in-house, from our AutoCAD to our drilling, our floor level surveys, and we've been doing this a long time. We did a lot of work with the insurance companies. So we've actually honed our skills here.
Karen, what you mentioned tree roots, which I know, especially oaks, can be a cause of a driveway rising, or like you said, what are some of the other things that can cause challenges with people's houses, and what are some of the solutions to those?
Well, some of the challenges are just simply, the Florida geology. You've got limestone, you've got clay, you've got layers under there that ebb and flow with rain. You can have the clays can get very full of moisture, and then they dry out, and then the foundation goes up and down and up and down. And one of the things when we can come out, and perhaps we call it an SPT, we drill a hole, and we take a look at the soils, and we can let you know that it's just maybe a clay issue. Or more commonly are things that happen with people who maybe perhaps don't have gutters. And water is a big driving force, and they've got all this cracking in their foundation. They're worried they have a sinkhole. They don't. They just need to put up some guttering and maybe perhaps pin that foundation, or put a little grouting under it or something.
And what exactly is pinning a foundation?
Well, the pinning are what we call underpins.
Okay.
And it's a bracket. We drill down to top of rock, or the repair company does.
Right.
They drill down to the top of rock. They hook into the rock. And it's a bracket and a lot of pipe that goes down, and we affix them around the foundation to help stabilize it. And we don't do that. We design the repair, and then we hand it off to, a repair company, or recommend 2 to 3 companies to that the homeowner can bid on.
That's
And
interesting.
Any of it fall under insurance?
Not anymore. It's very hard to find that.
Gotcha.
But the good thing about our company and other companies like us is that even without the insurance being able to fix the mega problem, what we try to do is triage and diagnose down to something that's affordable for the homeowner these days, where they can feel secure that their home isn't going to move anymore. And, those are the things, those are the common issues.
And just out of curiosity, especially with oaks and things like that, where the root systems can be, devastating to it, are there any solutions to that other than taking the tree physically down?
And even then, you've got to be careful with the trees and what you take down.
Right.
Yeah.
In
Permitted.
Pinellas County, you're not allowed to take them down without a good reason.
You have to have a permit, and
Yeah.
and sometimes it's important. You could, we don't often do solutions for that.
Okay.
But many times we'll have homeowners call and say they've got a void in their front yard, and they're really worried. And it's, oftentimes we just tell them, go fill it up with some dirt and then watch it, And if you're
Gotcha.
really worried, we can come back and maybe do what we call hand augering. And you find roots and then we know what it is,
Yeah. Yeah.
And because really, our main thing, what we want to do is just help people feel more secure about
Yes.
their homes not shifting and moving.
Yes.
And,
Talk to us about the reconnaissance robot.
oh, the little robot. That is another avenue that we do. We can, a lot of times homes are built with crawl spaces underneath it.
Oh.
And building inspectors, they don't really want to get under there in that hot,
Imagine
sweaty crawl
why.
spaces
Oh,
and snakes.
yeah.
Snakes.
Who else? Yeah, exactly.
Well, and some, when people
Nails.
are nails,
Oh, yeah.
glass, things that have been shoved under there back when the home was put together.
Right.
So we have a little robot, and he can go up into the crawl space. It has a camera. We see it in lifetime. We actually did a job for a homeowner who had a foundation company come up, and they were looking under, and they can only go, and this was no fault of theirs, they just can only get
go
so
so
far
far.
back. And we sent the bot all the way back in there and came to find out they were going to need an extra pin. It's better to know than to
Yeah.
not know.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
Yeah.
somebody had set it on cement blocks, one on top of the other. Yeah, it was not something you wanted to find.
So these are some things that, how can you, be ahead of the curve with something like that? I mean, we've been in a home for a while, and you just don't even think about that, right? You don't think about those things.
You don't think about them, we're all homeowners. We
Okay.
want to go in and buy our home. We want to get our families in, and
We don't want problems.
We don't want problems.
Right.
Nobody
We don't
wants problems.
want to deal with that.
I'm having roof problems at my house right now, and I don't want to have to deal with that, but I
Right.
had to call a roofer, So I think just making that phone call, we a lot of times will give our best advice over the phone, and we come out for a very reasonable, we're a family-owned business, and we like it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Women-owned.
comfortable. Family, women-owned
Women-owned.
business, yes.
Very nice.
And we like it that way.
Yeah.
We're grateful. We like watching Pasco County grow.
Yes.
We like,
it is growing.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
So Monique was here earlier.
She was.
And Monique, now you're stepping into your ambassador shoes as your
Representing G3,
Right.
yes.
Yes.
When I go to the different events for Karen and
Yes.
David, I, of course, wear red, so I'm no longer pretty in pink, I'm pretty in red.
No, there you
and
go.
you are.
So I represent them, and I explain to people that the main features are, and she doesn't hear me a lot of times. I'm at the events without her, but they're honest people. So if you call them and you want someone to come out and check your foundation, they're not going to find issues that aren't there. They're going to let you know the truth. So that's something that you're scared when you call a company. How much is this going to cost me? They will get to a point, if they don't feel that it's an issue, they will let you know, and they won't take any more of your money. They will only take what it costs them to do. Yeah.
If it's fixable
And
So
or
they're not going to find problems that aren't there, basically.
Right. We don't.
Yeah.
it's
Well,
not our
we've had plenty of people trying to do that.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
10 years ago, that within the insurance
Oh,
industry,
yeah.
things were not as honest as they should have
Right.
been.
Right. So, and that's one of the reasons why we do My Chamber TV is to interview business owners with the credentials and the background and the integrity so that you can tune into the show and you can see what we're doing here in the West Pasco area and surrounding areas, right? And Paul and I love talking to you about all these business owners because you know what? If it makes a difference in one viewer's life, from them calling us today, it's definitely worth it. So if you may have or think you may have issues out there, you need to give her a call and just, check it out. It's so much, it's more, gives you that confidence level,
And I
that
can't
comfort
believe
zone.
we're winding down already, but I know one of the things you'd like
Yes.
to do is you look for an opportunity to speak to different groups.
Yes, yes. We're looking forward to putting on some what we call real estate agents and building inspectors. They need, credit hours to keep their licensing, and we're going to be offering CEU courses with a lunch and learn and kind of hook everybody up. Monique's
Awesome.
really good about
Nice.
helping hook people up. And so everybody gets something out of it. We provide lunch and some kind of information and with the
Good.
CEU course with the state.
Nice.
And they can meet each other and
Everybody benefits.
everybody
sure.
benefits.
Yeah,
We're
that's
all in this
great.
together.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I have to say, it's been delightful to have both of you here.
Thank you so much.
And I'm collecting everybody's business cards. I have a file for all this, so I know because you just never know. Yes.
One other thing I wanted to cover for her is that
Yes.
if you're a realtor, an investor, if you're
10
someone
seconds.
that's looking
We
at a
only got
home,
10. You talk about the conversion process.
send us an email of the sinkhole report, and she will look it over at no cost.
Thank
Bingo.
you, guys.
Thank
We
you
appreciate
very
it.
Thank you
much.
very much.
We will see you
I'm glad that you
guys.
had time to say that.
Thank you
Stick
so
around.
much.
We'll be right back after this. More on My Chamber TV.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by Trulieve on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Welcome back. Go ahead.
No, you're good. We just play it by ear up here. Welcome back to our fourth segment of our first show as at the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce, which we'll eventually get that correct.
Get that right.
But we are excited because minus our new president, Mr. Tim McClain, we have the backbone of the new chamber right here in front of us today. We have Suzanne Beauchaine, who is the membership director. We have Charlotte Ortiz, who is the events and marketing director. And we have I'm not going to remember this, but we have Kelly Marsh, who is the person that makes the first impressions, and your title is?
Member Care Specialist.
Member Care
love
Specialist.
that.
That is awesome. Ladies, it is an exciting time in the West Central area of Pasco County, and we're all excited. Tell us what's going on.
Well, it has been a heck of a roller coaster ride, I have to tell you.
It has.
Charlotte and I came from Central Pasco Chamber of Commerce over in the Lutz Land O'Lakes area. And when word came out that there was talks of the merger with the West Pasco Chamber, we were like, oh, wow, that is like incredibly awesome. It makes us the largest chamber in Pasco County. So our footprint is all the way from I-75 to the water.
Is it really?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Wow.
Yes, and then north and south the entire county, and then we leak out into Hernando and into northern Hillsborough. We are, in the words of someone famous, huge!
And I don't believe he's a member yet. No.
We'll make him one.
I'm working on it.
I'm sure you are. Not a doubt in my mind.
So anyway, the past couple of weeks, packing our office, moving to our satellite office in Land O'Lakes,
Yes.
and moving and combining our belongings and moving into the West Pasco office that is now the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce office. And now this week has been way too much fun doing the melding of our databases and our websites and all of our integration of everything. So it's very exciting, very exciting.
And guys, as with anything new and exciting, and I'm probably the least technical person in the entire world, but you always start with technical difficulties. So right now we are having some technical difficulties with our website for that. But
Yes.
we do have something coming up on the screen that will give you all the contact information that you need. And
Good.
I'm going to turn it over to Miss Charlotte because she's not only going to tell you how exciting it is, but talk to us about some of these really cool events we have coming up.
Okay, next week on Tuesday, we have our general membership luncheon in the central area. That's going to be at the Spring Hill Suites, right off of 54 and Suncoast Parkway.
And that is on the
Tuesday
9th,
the 9th, yes.
and 11:30 till
11:30 till 1.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yep. Open to members and future members as well.
And then you just showed me something really exciting on your phone
We
that we got
do.
from Mr. McClain.
We have a great speaker for Wake Up West Pasco, which will be on July 19th. It's a Friday morning. That's our general membership breakfast, basically. We have Brian Ford, the COO of the Bucks, going to be speaking at that meeting.
Ooh,
There you
that's
go.
exciting,
That would be
right?
Great. Talk to,
Yeah.
briefly, for somebody that maybe has not been involved, this has been an ongoing, the Wake Up West Pasco has been something that's been ongoing and growing. Talk to them a little bit about what that's all about, that West Pasco breakfast. Wake Up West Pasco.
It's a lot of good networking and referrals. You learn a lot. We meet a lot of new members there. We acknowledge their presence at the Wake Up West Pasco. So we welcome all the new members then.
Yeah, exactly. And it's been it's a great networking event.
Absolutely.
We've been averaging, now it'll be even more because we're growing, but we've been averaging even up to that point 60 to 80 people every breakfast.
Absolutely.
We're
yes.
bumping close
creeping
to-
up on 100.
We're creeping up on 100.
I would think so.
Wow.
Yeah, very
yeah.
popular meeting.
That is really it. I was really impressed with that meeting the first time I attended it. Her and I both, when we came out of our shell in Land O'Lakes. And it's at the Seven Springs Golf and Country Club. And they do a wonderful job of accommodating
They do.
us. And it's a beautiful venue, and I've met so many new interesting people.
Good for you.
Great breakfast. It is. Talk to us about some of the exciting things going on with membership. You've got some interesting things going, and I think we gave you all the groundwork we needed after our first board retreat. Hopefully we get out there.
It's coming along. It's interesting to build almost from the ground up at this
Right.
point, because merging two chambers and all that it takes to get all your materials and everything put together. But I'm really excited about the idea that we're going to reach so many people. We have really good membership rates that are highly competitive.
Yes, very.
So if you haven't looked already, you need to look at our, when our website's up, I'm sorry. Look at our rates or email me at Suzanne@greaterpasco.com and I'll send you information. We'll be up and running very shortly. New members are invited to attend either a breakfast or lunch for up to 2 people at no charge as part of your brand new membership as a welcome to you. And you're going to be very, very impressed with the people that you're going to meet and bring lots of business cards.
Yes.
There's so many opportunities to shake hands, make relationships, and build your business. It's awesome.
And hear a great speaker on top of all of that.
Exactly.
Too. What have we got? We've got a few things coming up in the future. I can speak to one because I happen to chair it, which is on September 12th. We have the spelling bee.
That's right.
And
That's
that
right.
That's
this year,
popular.
That this year is moving to the Verizon Event Center.
I'm just learning about that, getting my hands
so-
involved,
and
so
that'll
it'll be exciting
guys,
to
we're
see how
looking
that
for
runs.
40 plus teams. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal, fun type of event. It always is. We're moving it to a venue that's a little more casual, comfortable, because it's really a more casual, comfortable. We have Al Torrance who does the words for us, and if anybody's missed that, that's worth it just to come and watch, even if you don't have a team in the spelling bee.
Right.
And then, of course, the one that makes everybody look good, the person that always gets overlooked as being the most important person in the office. And I know she doesn't want to talk much, but I'm still going to make her say hello. Because, guys, when you're looking for a question, and Tim's busy, and Charlotte's busy, and Suzanne's busy, there's one person that's always there to answer those questions, and that's our buddy, Miss Kelly. You are fairly new, but you're doing a wonderful job. What do you think about all this going on, girl?
I love it. It's almost a little overwhelming some days, but I love that you never know what you're going to get at the chamber. It's a lot of just random things, random occurrences, random questions. Never a dull day at the chamber is kind of what we say. I love helping people. I love all the people that come in with, just all the things that they need and that they lean on the chamber
You were
for.
just getting ready to say
That's
come in
good.
with really intelligent questions, right?
Very much so.
Absolutely.
You never know what you're going to get, but it's a blessing to be here, and the merger is something that's so exciting, and all the new opportunities and endeavors.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
That's awesome. Charlotte, and this may be a little out of your, I know a lot of the stuff's still new to you, but one of the things from the marketing side that gets missed a lot is being called on now, which is the MAP
Right.
program.
Right.
Are you a little bit familiar with
Not quite
Okay.
yet. No,
What
that's
the
something
MAP
Tim's still
program
working on
is,
at the
guys,
moment.
is if you get a call from somebody, and I know it gets misinterpreted, but I've listened to them time and time again from being inside the chamber. They are calling on behalf of the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce. And you'd go, well, do I really want to advertise in a map? Because do people use maps? How many people come into how fast do those maps go out of the office, Kelly?
Plethora, probably upwards of 20 to 40 a week. We get rid of a lot of maps.
You got to remember, guys, you're dealing with when the snowbirds are down here, and even the general population.
Yeah,
definitely.
When you say look it up on Google, what kind of is it a deer in headlights expression?
Yeah, I don't have Google. I don't have a smartphone.
Google what?
Is that? I don't know how to use the internet. We get a whole bunch of different.
It is an awesome tool, guys. If you get a call, seriously consider looking at that, because not only does it go out of the office, we make sure they go into the hotels, the libraries, all types of areas. So there are a lot of really cool projects coming up, and I apologize, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
All right.
I know a lot of this stuff's new.
No worries.
And for anybody that knows me, I was inside the chamber for 3.5 years, so a lot of this stuff is familiar.
Membership director.
I was.
Yeah, so that's why.
I was.
He knows a lot.
very
Taken
knowledgeable.
over by somebody better and prettier now.
I was going to say, I need to pick your brain.
It'll be a short conversation. You were thinking that.
No, I wasn't. I didn't say.
We've been sitting next to each other so long, it's sort of a psychic type of
Psycho, I think.
Psychotic.
What else?
I love hearing about this.
What else is going on?
Well, I can tell you that one of the signature events that we had in Land O'Lakes is staying.
Oh, that's
And
right.
we're going to be having our
goodness.
Land O'Lakes Music Festival in the spring.
It's going to be our 5th annual this year.
Yes, and we had a fabulous attendance last year. It was so much fun. Live music, food trucks, beer.
Nice.
And did I say food trucks and beer? And it was
And live music.
And beer.
and the music was awesome. And it's at the Heritage Park on Land O'Lakes Boulevard, and they have a beautiful bandstand that the community came together to build for the park and for our community, and that's a wonderful event.
Awesome. Well, what a great way to wind
Boy,
this
no
show
kidding.
down. Ladies, thank you all so much. Suzanne,
Charlotte.
Whatever my
Charlotte,
name is.
and Kelly.
Thank you for having us.
And then
Yes.
you got it, guys. Listen, again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a
so
pleasure.
much. Good
Thank
luck
you.
with all of
Appreciate
you.
it.
And
Thank
we'll
you.
see you next week, same time, same place.